Hey guys, glad to have you back. Today we will show you an American superhero film called Green Lantern, which is based on the DC comic character of the same name. The film stars Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan, Blake Lively as Carol Ferris, Peter Sarsgaard as Hector Hammond, and many other amazing actors. The movie was released in 2011. The film tells the story of Hal Jordan, who is a test pilot. Hal Jordan is selected to become the first human member of an intergalactic police force called the Green Lantern Corps. Jordan is given a ring that grants him all his superpowers. We learn that an ancient race of aliens has divided the universe into segments to enforce peace, but is being resisted by an alien named Parallax, who went off on his own, committed the sin of pride, and became a Prince of Darkness. If he reminds you of Satan, that cannot be helped. Every superhero requires a malevolent egomaniac to battle. Now Jordan is supposed to confront Parallax, who threatens to upset the balance of power in the universe. Before starting, we would like to say that no movie is perfect, and while we admit that this movie had its flaws, we do believe that this movie has been vastly underrated by the public. That said, to find out the whole story, make sure to watch the video until the end. Let us begin. The movie begins with portraying a scene millions of years ago, even before the Earth was formed. A race of immortals harnessed the most powerful force in existence, called the Emerald Ring of Willpower. A group of beings, the Immortals, called the Guardians of the Universe, built a world from where they could watch over all of the existence, the planet Oa. What they did was that they split the giant universe into 3,600 sectors, with one Green Lantern per sector. A ring powered by the energy of will was sent to every sector to select a recruit. There was a condition that had to be fulfilled in order to be chosen by the ring. It was said that one chosen by the ring must be fearless. These 3,600 recruits together used the green essence of willpower to create an intergalactic police force called the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps faced a lot of threats, but of all the threats the Corps ever faced, the most critical was an entity of fear known as Parallax. The legendary Green Lantern Abin Sur was the only one who could capture and imprison this beast. Abin Sur of Sector 2814 defeated the fear essence being Parallax and imprisoned him in the Lost Sector on the ruined planet Ryut. What happens next is quite interesting. Parallax manages to escape from his prison. Parallax, after becoming strengthened by an encounter with crash survivors who had accidentally fallen into the dugout where Parallax was imprisoned on the abandoned planet. In the next scene, set in 1933, Carol Ferris, who manufactures the fighters, is trying to calm his wife, and after being questioned by his child, he assures the kid that there is nothing wrong. That is just how his mother reacts every time before a test flight. Unfortunately, the plane catches fire after being in the air for a few seconds, and eventually, after struggling, crashes. 6 months later, after killing 4 Green Lanterns and destroying 2 planets, Parallax attacks Sector 2814 and mortally wounds Abin Sur, who escapes and crash lands on Earth. Luckily, he lives long enough to hand over a green ring and a lantern. The dying Abin Sur commands his ring to find a worthy successor on the planet. Up next in the movie, we see Hal Jordan, a test pilot, who proves that humans are better at flying fighter planes than computers. His fellow pilot is Carol Ferris, the daughter of the tycoon Carl Ferris. Does Carl worry about his daughter flying in dogfights at supersonic speeds? To answer that question would require him to reveal emotion, and he is locked immobile in superhero tycoon mode. Ferris aircraft test pilot Hal Jordan is chosen by the ring, and Jordan then leaves his house and reaches a bar where he meets Carol and apologizes to her about what happened earlier at the test flight. Later on, when he was leaving the bar, he was attacked. Jordan swings to punch one of his attackers, letting out a huge fist of green energy. Soon after that, Jordan is whisked away to the Green Lantern Corps home planet of Oa, where he meets Tomar-Re and Kilowog. They welcome him to Oa and tell him about how Oa has been their home for countless millennia. Tomar-Re and Kilowog explain to Jordan all about the Guardians and how they are immortals. They tell him how the Guardians are responsible for all they are and all they do. They then take Jordan to the place where the energy is generated from the central battery and tell him how its power comes from the will of every living creature in the universe. It in turn charges the lantern they possess, which in turn charges the ring. Tamari then tells Jordan how their will turns thoughts into reality. He further tells him ways to master the ring. To do so, Jordan must learn to focus his will and create what he sees in his mind. The ring's limits are only what you imagine. Jordan then trains with the veteran Corps members Tamari, Kilowog, and Corps leader Sinestro. He then starts training with them. He encounters Corps leader Sinestro, who is not pleased that a human, which is primitive compared to other species, has become a Green Lantern. With Sinestro seeing him as unfit and fearful, Jordan begins to lose hope. Tamari reassures Jordan that he is the chosen one and the ring never makes a mistake. But Jordan, who is in low self-esteem, stops trying and returns to Earth while keeping the power ring and lantern. Meanwhile, after being summoned by his father, Senator Robert Hammond, to a secret government facility, scientist Hector Hammond performs an autopsy on Abin Sur's body. While all that is happening, Parallax reaches planet Oa. The Guardians tell Sinestro that Parallax was once one of their own, until he desired to control the yellow essence of fear, only to become the embodiment of fear itself. On the other hand, a piece of Parallax inside the corpse inserts himself inside Hammond, mutating the scientist and giving him telepathic and telekinetic powers, at the cost of his sanity. After discovering that he was only chosen due to his father's influence, Hammond resentfully attempts to kill his father by telekinetically sabotaging his helicopter at a party. However, Jordan uses his ring to save the senator and the party guests, including his childhood sweetheart, Ferris manager and fellow test pilot Carol Ferris, who later recognizes Jordan under the suit and mask. Shortly afterward, Jordan encounters Hammond, who succeeds in his second attempt to kill his father by burning him alive. Both Jordan and Hammond realize Parallax is on his way to Earth. Upon returning to Earth, Jordan saves Ferris, after a showdown, from being injected with Parallax's essence by Hammond. Parallax then arrives, consuming Hector's life force for failing to kill Jordan, and then wreaking havoc on Coast City. Jordan arrives to do battle with the monster, even drawing strength from his new calling's oath to face the foe. Having gained his enemy's full attention, Jordan lures Parallax away from Earth and towards the sun, using the sun's gravity to pull and disintegrate the entity. Jordan loses consciousness after the battle and falls toward the sun, but is saved by Sinestro, Kilowog, and Tamari. Later, the entire Green Lantern Corps congratulate him for his bravery. Sinestro tells Jordan he now bears the responsibility of protecting his sector as a Green Lantern. Sometime later, almost in the mid-credit scene, when he is alone, Sinestro, still in possession of the yellow ring, places it on his finger, causing his green suit to change to yellow along with his eyes. That's it for today's film. We hope that you guys enjoyed the movie in the way we presented it. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching more such videos. In the comment section, tell us which movie you guys want us to recap next. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.